So let's take some notes. These are the things that I've learned in this industry, and these are the things that, the tough love. That's the way I learned in general in life. I hang around people that tell me the truth. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't, give me this, song and dance. Try to, give it to me in a different way. Just give it to me straight, please. Let's not waste each other's time. Give it to me. What do I need to do to become successful in Kayani, in network marketing? Number one, decide what you want. Be specific. Let's work this in a short-term goal, 90 days. How many days are in a season? 90 days, right? Or 360 days, but if you break it down, it comes down to a quarter per season. It's 90 days. So let's work this as seasons, 90 days. That is so crucial. Why? Because people come to me and say, Manny, by next year, I will be a diamond. Great. What are you going to do from today forward? Tell me, what does your schedule look like? We didn't have enough time, but this is something that, I wanted Dr. Tony Smith to go over, and this is something that I'm working with Colette. We have a call every Monday, her and I'm holding her accountable. And guess what? I know how important these calls are because I was held accountable by leaders. I still today am held accountable by Peter. And I asked him, I says, Peter, hold me accountable. I need to grow. I need to help my team grow. And this is daily activity, your daily method of operation. What are you doing every single day in your business? And like Peter said, go back 2 months. Go back 2 months. What did you do in your business? People come to me and say, Manny, I'm not a pearl yet. I'm not a jade. There's people sitting out there. They're a little upset because they're not in here. They're thinking, my cute smile is going to get me in there. No. Jade's going to get you in here. We're putting a stop to that. You have to be a jade. Next thing you know, the leadership's going to be pearl and above. The next thing you know, it's going to be, from pearl, it's going to jump to sapphire. From sapphire, it's going to go to ruby. Look at what Kayani's doing. I remember the day that when a ruby was promoted to Kayani, they had stage time at convention. They had like 1 or 2 minutes. You guys remember that? Have been with us, right? And then the next convention came, and the next people that were speaking were the diamonds, right? The rubies, they were just walking the stage. Before you know it, the diamonds were not the people that are, talking in front of the stage. It became the blue diamonds, right? Blue diamonds just walked the stage this last convention. Did you see them? Yeah. They didn't talk. Yeah. Who talked? Crazy. The purples, the greens. Yeah. Yes or no? Yeah. That's what's going to happen in Team Global Diamonds, folks. So don't miss the boat. Don't take this for granted. The leadership that you have in this team is phenomenal. Peter Jacobs going to be here today. Millionaire in the industry. He knows what he's talking about. Would you agree? Yes. Right? So let's talk about B, long term. Okay, we talk about the 90 days. What do you want to do the next 90 days? What are we going to do to accomplish that goal in the next 90 days? 1 to 3 years. Most of you, or most of the people that you're working with, they can't think 7 days ahead when it comes to goal setting or reaching the next rank. Would you agree? Right. They're thinking about, what am I going to do today? Can I get one customer this week? Yes or no? Right? And so we have to stretch people's vision. We have to stretch their vision, folks. We have to talk about vision. Do you have a personal vision? Do you have a personal mission statement that you talk about when you're talking to someone on a 3-way call? You are a J now. People are going to put you on 3-way calls. People are going to put you in front of people, yes or no? Yes. And people are going to ask you this question. This is when I knew that I had to grow as a person, as a leader. When they asked me, Manny, why should I follow you? I was like, that's a great question. I don't know. I didn't have an answer. Before you know it, I had a mission statement. I said the reason why you need to follow our team, Team Global Diamonds, is because we have a system. We want to touch and change people's lives in the next 10, 20, 30 years. We want to change lifestyles because guess what's happening out there? People are believing the hype of the government. People are believing the hype on what's going on in the news every single day. Yes or no? Yeah. They believe that hype, but they don't believe this hype that can change you forever just by making a decision. And when we start talking about that, people are like, man, I want to follow this guy. He has a vision. And then you start stretching their vision a little bit more. Then they start thinking 1 year ahead, yes or no? Then they start thinking 3 years down the line. And that's what we have to do, folks. It's going to take time. You can't buy experience. I said that already. You can't buy it. But you have to go through the motions. You have to show up. You have to come to these meetings. You have to travel, like Peter said. We traveled a lot. I can't even imagine I can't even tally up how many miles I've traveled in network marketing, folks. It's crazy. But most of you, are doing that. Most of you are out there doing the meetings, doing the things that are important to your business. Number 2, decide specific dates. Give me specific dates for the 90 days or the next 30, 60 to 90 days. What do you want to do? Break it down to smaller targets. Here you go. This is the reason why we put these things together week by week. What are you doing? Guess what? This is your goal. You hit 20 points this week? Great. Your goal is to hit more next week. Yes or no? Yes. So you want to hit 25. Small little jumps, small little steps. That's what we want to do. Take it step by step. Now, be held accountable to your goals. Don't wait to Tony Smith to call you and say, hey, I want to hold you accountable. Don't wait, until Maria Burnell calls you or Annie, any of the leaders here, to hold you accountable. Don't wait for us. Call someone. Say, listen, can you please hold me accountable? I want to become, a sapphire with Kayani. I want to become a ruby. Let's work together and let's do a call, once a week and see, what we did. Treat it like a project, whatever it is. I know if your boss, if you have a job, okay? I know if your boss came to you and said, hey, listen, I need you to write down every day what you're doing, every single day, every hour of the day. I need to know that, turn that into me every single Monday. You would do that, yes or no? Right. Why? Because if not, Monday you'd be fired if you didn't have that list. Well, guess what? Here we can't fire you because it's a volunteer army. That's what we're building. Volunteer. You either do it or you don't. But guess what? Peter said it the best. This is 10 times more rewarding than a job, right? That job is only going to get you so much, get you past every week. But this business can build you, a lifestyle that you can imagine. You just couldn't imagine. If you can only walk in the footsteps of Peter's, footsteps every single day, my wife and I, the time freedom that we have. But guess what? We're not taking it lightly. We want to work harder. And that's what we're doing. And that's what the leadership in here is also doing. So folks, don't take it lightly. Go out there and do it. Be held accountable. Don't make your minimums your maximums. Don't say, I did 25 points. I'm going to do 26 points next week. No. Grow by 10%. Grow by 20%. If you did 25, do 40, right? If you signed up 5 people last month, this is what I don't get. You signed up 10 people 1 week into your business, right? 10 just an example, 10 new people. Next week, 2 people sign up. Wait a minute. What happened? Aren't we supposed to have presentations for those 10 people? Aren't we supposed to go over the launch plan with them? Aren't they supposed to call people? Right? You just have a list that multiplied, a personal warm market list that just multiplied. Even if you sign 1 person up, they have a list of contacts that they just open that gate to, yes or no? Yes. Guess what? You don't have to go out there and cold peak people. You have 1 person that has family members. You have 1 person that has coworkers. It's easier to work with warm market than it is cold market. Because in cold market, you have no credibility. They don't know who you are. But if that new person edifies you properly, follows the system, you're the expert, you walk into that meeting, you're closing people into the business. Yes or no? Yes. Right? Follow a system. Commit, work hard, focus. Believe you will achieve your goals. Folks, this has to be probably one of the biggest hurdles out there and why people are not a pearl, why people are not a sapphire, why people are not a diamond. Peter he does a phenomenal job in belief. And this is what it comes down to. You believing that you can do it. He talked about that little, the gate, right? Or the little corral, whatever he was talking about, right? Build that, right? Why? Because people are going to shoot you down. Yes or no? Yes. People told you, you're crazy. I'm not going to that event Saturday. I'm not going to do that. I don't have time for that. But as long as you believe you know where you're going, guess what? People are going to follow. The right people are going to follow. I always say this in a presentation or tell this to people. It says the right person, it doesn't matter how much you butcher the presentation. It doesn't matter how bad of a presentation you did. The right person will sign up. The wrong person, you do the best presentation ever. You even pat yourself in the back. I did a great presentation. They didn't sign up. Why? They're not the right people. Yes or no? Some of you might be working with the people that you think are going to get you to the next position. Once I learned that, the first people that join your business are probably not the same people that are going to get you to the next level. And we're here trying to force these people to get to the next position. We're forcing them, convincing them. No, let's go past them and look for people. The best way to motivate them is find someone better than them in their market list, in the warm market list. That would fire them up. Yes or no? When they see that volume growing, they're like, what the heck are they doing down there, right? And you know, and Peter and Manny are down there working, Tony and all the leaders, we're working, just building and building and building, and then the volume just keeps growing. I don't know how people sleep at night when they have 20, 30,000 in volume, and then they have 100 in another leg, and they're just, you know, this is not what do they call it? A singletary, you know, is that a word, right? This is, what do you call that? Just one leg wonder, right? No, you have to big other legs, yes or no, right? That's what motivates people. Do them a favor and go past them. You're not, you know, stepping on their toes. You're helping them long term. Okay? Don't be afraid to fail. Fail your way to the top. You're going to fail. Okay? You're going to make mistakes. Yes or no? We've made many. The only difference between you and I, the only difference between Peter and I, he made more mistakes than I have. I have to catch up to his mistakes, right? That's the way you got to look at it. Quitting is not an option. It's not an option, folks. You're here for a reason. You sacrificed to be here today. Some of you drove 500 miles, 300 miles. There's people 15 miles. There are distributors that didn't even come. Yes? Right? Make excuses. They have so many excuses. They have more than enough time, 6 weeks to plan for this event. And they're not here. You're a step ahead of them. Okay? I want to share something.